Look good on that end? I look relaxed. Am I relaxed? No. This is Kevin with the Be Kind Initiative, and we are in Prescott, Arizona. What we're trying to do to the world, in the community. Sit back and watch. Where did the idea of be kind come from? I tell you, I kept seeing in all kinds of places either the word be kind or phrases about being kind. It just kept occurring over and over. And it's like something trying to tell me something. So that's where the initial thought come from was. And then I saw a t-shirt that had be kind on it. I just got to thinking about it, and it's like, well, maybe I want to do something about being kind. And then starting that phrase and going back and forth, and what do you want to use? What do you want to use to do it? That was probably the hardest part, because do you use be? Well, a lot of people have done that, right? I didn't think my love for cars in that particular environment is really what sparked it for me, and then set everything else in motion. I don't necessarily think it was just one thing. I think it was many things over days and months that really just got me thinking about, this world in general, about losing respect and kindness. But can I make a difference? Could I make a difference? And how do I make a difference? So there was really no one moment in time. It was just thinking about it and really just on and thinking and how could I make a difference in this world? Being kind to me is really just trying to make a difference with one person. Whether it be a comment, a compliment, it can be anywhere, any time, any place. Like our saying goes, you never know what anybody's going through. And some people just don't even feel noticed. People are out doing their job or whatever task that they're doing, they're just not recognized anymore. So just making a compliment to anybody, somebody working at a grocery store or a barista at a coffee shop or a restaurant or whatever. And it doesn't even have to be about what they're doing. It can be about, their hair, their makeup, their eyes, their clothes, the way they do their job. Man, you're so fast at this. Man, you make it look easy or whatever. And like these gentlemen, we got guys across the street working on landscaping. I mean, they make that look easy, right? But nobody ever tells them, hey, man, y'all are doing a good job. When I finally came up with the idea and really the thoughts that we see on the car, I actually traded a C706 that I kind of regret. And I just felt like a C8 looks more like a race car. And I felt like the wrap being on a car that would look like a race car would grab that attention. As you know, I don't like attention myself. As my son would say, but Dad, look what you're driving. I say, it's not about me, it's about the car. I just want that car to spark conversation. And when that car pulls up in a Cars and Coffee, a car show, a gas station, whatever, it gets attention just because of the way it looks. And then people read the message. I was hoping that it has the same impact that it had on me the first time I saw the car. To have the vision that I had was one thing, but to actually see somebody like 928 Wraps take my vision and put it on the car, when I first saw it, I was awestruck. It was like, I couldn't even believe it could be done, right? Well, I felt like if you just put Be Kind on the car, it really doesn't draw that much attention. But if I'm gonna make it look like a race car, then let's call it a race car, right? So the Be Kind Racing really just had more of an appeal when I was trying to work on what that theme or that design was gonna look like on the car. Because what is the first question, you've heard it, what is the first question everybody asks me? Do you race? It's like, no, I don't. You don't want me to race a car. But I would love that logo be on race cars, right? Well, from a financial standpoint, of course, it's coming out of my own pocket up to this point. We're trying to work on a nonprofit to try to spread this even further. But 928 Wraps, being able to take the wrap or my ID and put it on the car and form it into a wrap was definitely, that was the fourth wrap company I had spoken to. And I was really getting very concerned that I wasn't going to be able to find somebody that would do it at any cost because they were just afraid. I have, Pristine Auto Detail. It's a local guy here, Chris. Does a great job, has always done all my cars, busts them out, puts the ceramic coats on. So he does a good job with my stuff. Another lady, Audrey, that actually published for the first time in a magazine, The Car, in the story. She really cares about nonprofits and promoting businesses. And Audrey has helped me in so many ways. The Car, the story is being published in the second magazine. The other logos that are on the car that most people, people will walk by and see the Be Kind Racing. Then they'll see the hood that says everyone's going through something they know nothing about, so just be kind. And then they might see what's on the side of the car. Lucas Oil doesn't say Lucas Oil. It says Jesus is the main performer on there. Shell is well done. Mobile One's Powerful One. Brembo Brakes is Never Quit. Holly Carburetors is Holy. So all the different logos that you would see on a race car or sports car or whatever, we've just changed a little bit. We don't push that on anybody, but if it brings up a conversation, we'll certainly have that. I don't think we're all very honest with ourselves or with other people to tell people our struggles. So that's what I feel like is hidden behind almost everyone we meet every day, is that everybody's going through something. It could be personal, it could be job related that day, it could be something happened last night or in the morning. We just don't know. So the phrase, everybody's going through something you know nothing about, so just be kind, it's just trying to make people feel better about being in this world. The first time I had gone to Mesa Cars and Coffee back in January of this year, it was early in the morning. I pull into to get gas, and this lady pulls up, and she's probably my age, but she's in a 360, 380Z or whatever, Nissan sports car, and she gets out and she immediately says, "I wish I'd have seen your car earlier." I said, "Why?" She goes, "I was not very nice." And I said, "Ma'am, with me doing this initiative, I have to remind myself I have to be nice. We just have to remember, be kind." We had interviewed a father and a son at Ahwatukee car show. Great interview, sat down just like we're doing here, just sat down and had a conversation with them, and both of them had, the son had been a police officer, and he gave a really cool story. If y'all haven't gone back, go to bekind.33 and Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and look up some of those old videos. And then the father gave a story about him. But later, almost 3 months later, Richard came to us, the father came to us at Fountain Hills, the huge car show concourse in the hills, and came up to me and said, "Hey, I got a story to tell you." And I'm like, "Okay." So we actually taped it and did an interview with it. And he talked about going to the Arizona MVD, and he was trying to get a title to a car. He was not having any luck. The lady was telling him that he had to have emissions testing and this and that. You know, he'd been waiting a long time for this process to get done. And he just happened, he was about to give up and walk out, and he happened to notice the lady's nails. And Richard said, he said to the lady, he said, "Your nails are really beautiful." And Richard's probably, I don't know, 70s. And he said it changed the whole mood, everything changed. And the lady came back and said, "I'll do this for you." And he was so elated that that act of kindness that he did changed everything. I think the most surprising thing is the wide range of what people think is kindness or different acts of kindness. You know, we've had it as simple as what we talked about. One of the gentlemen that was at the 24 Hours of Octane was just a smile, right? It wasn't an act. It wasn't doing anything other than a smile. And it could be a smile on the other person's face, not even his. And he really felt like that could change his day. And then we've heard other people that literally have done acts of kindness. I remember one interview that we did, a guy was driving by and he saw a daughter and a father struggling to load a mattress into a trailer. And he drove and he said, "Nope, I'm gonna turn around and go back." And he went and jumped out. He didn't ask if they needed help, he just helped them. Yeah, if you can just start the conversation, we see where it can lead and what has happened in their lives that has changed or done other things for people. And it does change the other people's heart in the way that they think. And then when an act of kindness happens to them, they're more willing to do it for other people. I mean, that's the whole idea behind the whole initiative, is just getting people to be kind all the time, which is not easy. It's not easy. And then also, what do we also like to do? I like to hand out Hot Wheels to the kids. And that's been something, I probably went through 300 or 400 Hot Wheel cars when I was in the Valley. Every dollar store, Walmart, I'd go in and buy 20 or 30 at a time, and the people at the register would just look at me. And they would just kind of not say anything at first, and then they would say, "Do you like cars, do you?" I'd kind of laugh and I'd say, "Yeah, I like cars, but this is what I do with them. I give them away at car shows." Oh, and it changes the whole mood of them. They think I'm some creepy old guy just buying Hot Wheels. One of the things that we would love to do is get a Hot Wheels of our car. Because the hardest thing to do, especially if there's brothers and sisters involved, if there's 2 or 3, it can take them 10 minutes to pick out a Hot Wheel. If I just had the same car, it'd be a whole lot easier. But if we can just get people to share, and that's where we wanted to share outside of Arizona. We wanted to go to these people's families and friends throughout the nation so we can start that initiative and get the ball rolling and get the different people talking and sharing it. I think that's what it's going to take, and get more followers so we can get it out there. Do we want to race someday? Yeah, if it ever got big enough and we're out there and we can do a race team, I'd love to sponsor a race team. I don't know what kind it might be. It could be a bicyclist, it could be a motorcyclist, it could be a car or boats or whatever, right? You know, we've discussed a lot about the what ifs, what we could do with more cars. Trying to get the nonprofit in place is probably the key to it right now. We've talked about, using animated or different figurines that we can place in different places about being kind. There's a movement out there that people are setting these figurines up in different places that say different things, and we're thinking about doing that. Cars, I think if we can possibly get this out of the state, if we can get it across the country, and we can get other people that can get on board, and we can do wraps across the country, and they can take that to their cars and coffees and their car shows, would be the ultimate opportunity to spread that. Of course, it just takes, a little bit of money or a lot of money, but it actually takes people with the same passion that want to change the world. It makes me be conscious every time I'm in public, because I can get as frustrated as anybody, whether it be driving in traffic or in a public place. I have to remember what I'm out here to do. And if I want to have that initiative, I've got to be that example 100% of the time. So that is probably what I deal with the most, is what's changed me is to make me that way. Because it's like I say, it's not always easy. The world does not make this easy at all. I think the common theme for me is don't give up hope. With people having the issues, personal issues, mental issues, health issues that they have, some people just don't think that they have anybody in their corner. I think that they just don't realize there are people out there that can either help them, but most people are not willing to ask for help. That they just have to stay the course. The world's a better place with them in it, but some people don't realize that. A lot of the mental issues, a lot of the mental health problems that people have, a lot of them just don't see the hope, and they don't see that they're of value to the world, and they are. The world's a better place with them in it. Losing respect and kindness is one thing, but losing the ability to have a conversation, to even talk about our differences, is what has created, I think, a lot of our problems in this country. If we can just talk, you may be able to change my mind, or at least help me understand your view. I may or may not agree with you, but let's just talk about it. You're not my enemy. Everybody has their own way of thinking and their own thought process. And your thought process may not be mine, but if I have an understanding of where you're coming from, at least maybe we can talk about it. We're all different. Even identical twins are different. They probably get along better than any of us because they know each other better than anybody, but everybody's different. But different isn't bad. Different can be a good thing or a bad thing. But I think we just got to have that conversation and not hold it against anybody. Let's not be enemies. If we can just have this world be respectful and be kind to one another, even with all of our differences, that's what I hope for. If we can and that's why it just starts with one person at a time. To have the passion, as I was told just last week, you got to quit having a passion and treat it like a business. It's hard for me to think like that because the passion is more important to me than the business side of it. So I feel like if we can just have people change and have that conversation about our differences, if we can just have that would accomplish, that would be the main goal. I think that would be our ultimate goal, is just to be able to have conversation. I think the involvement right now, without the nonprofit in place, we have T-shirts that people can purchase, and then we can continue to get the word out. The other things that we can do is share all of our videos that we do on the BeKind.33. Share it with your friends and family. That's probably the best way that can help us get the word out. We do, or Dalton and I and the group actually work hard behind the scenes. Dalton works a lot harder than I do about that, but to work on that. But the easy part is to push the share button. That's the easy part. If you like it, send it to somebody. Change their perspective. You may have a family member that, hey, they need to see this, right? Or you need to have family members that, hey, they agree with this. Let's send to them, and then they can share it. It's all a domino effect. All we're trying to get in place is to get people to see it, get people to follow it, and to share it. If they have ideas, let us know. We'd love to. We're not stuck on this particular path. We're willing to look at other things as well. But to see somebody see it for the first time and just smile and either give you a thumbs up, nod their head, or say, hey, I love your T-shirt, or I love what your car says, that's what it's all about. Kindness needs to be a way of life. There's always going to be these negative people out there. Just making people sit back and think for a minute about how their behavior, if it's bad, they can change it. If it's good, they can continue. And they can continue to be kind in this world to their workmates, their spouses, their kids, their family. It goes a long way.